Washington Avenue in uptown Kingston lie in ruins. 100 yards of asphalt reduced to chunks and powder, closed not only to trucks and buses, but to local traffic as well. Hardworking taxpayers detached from their own driveways cursed the city of Kingston, but it was all my fault. Flashback, 1976. Was there a better neighborhood to grow up in during the bicentennial than one that had been burned by the British? Stone houses, alleyways, haunted funeral homes. But the most subtle attraction was Tannery Brook, which flowed silently through our backyards, wild and free in the midst of civilization. You could catch tadpoles, collect beer cans, cool your feet in icy waters amidst the broken glass. You could also fight the forces of nature. Using stones and broken cinder blocks, damming the brook required strength and engineering skills. It also required speed and agility, because the biggest obstacle to damming the brook was Mr. Jack Porsche, whose home and yard happened to be right next door. Mr. Porsche would sweep out of nowhere and suddenly be standing over you, eyes bulging, making your life hell until every last stone was removed. He was a formidable adversary who thwarted many attempts, but on those occasions I succeeded. 2.5 backyards flooded. Timed correctly, a frozen hockey rink. You'd be a neighborhood hero. A summer pond was just as interesting. One year we caught fish. Then the 80s came. My teenage pursuits of freedom didn't so much involve damming the brook. Mr. Porsche, for his part, ran a successful campaign and became alderman of Ward 5 in the city of Kingston. Although I'd played Dennis the Menace to his Mr. Wilson, it was pretty cool to have an elected official just 3 doors down. Funny thing, though, sometime after he got elected, backhoes arrived and constructed a very elaborate culvert the length of Mr. Porsche's house and much of his backyard. Now, I'm not suggesting undue influence, but the attention lavished on our tiny street was impressive, considering the number of engineering projects around Kingston remaining unaddressed. Even if future brook dammers should rise to take my place, Mr. Porsche's backyard was no longer in danger of recreational flooding. And yet, someone at the engineering department started getting ideas. Like a plastic surgery junkie who starts with a little nip and tuck and then doesn't know when to stop, a plan was devised to deal with this pesky brook once and for all. After running free for thousands of years, the brook was unceremoniously diverted into a sewer system beneath Washington Avenue. All that was left, a dry bed. The brook was no more. Forget daydreaming kids, or that the brook was a biome for countless species. Forget history, because didn't Stuyvesant himself choose this brook as the southern boundary of the village that would one day grow into our fair city? But how could one fail to conceive that on a stormy day, the section of the brook that still raced freely down Linderman might just overtax an aging system that could barely process the rainwater it was already designed to carry? A mysterious pothole appeared on Washington Avenue, not uncommon. The DPW filled it with asphalt. The hole soon reemerged, only this time it was a sinkhole. The DPW dug deeper, added gravel, regraded before resurfacing. This didn't hold either. The hole continued to reappear, widening each time, and no one seemed to make the connection. No one, that is, except for me. Because I knew that it was me who dammed the brook, which led Jack Porsche to run for alderman, which led to the culvert, which led to the brook running into the sewer system, culminating in the destruction of a traffic corridor, the diversion of buses onto quiet side streets, the tax burden of millions, the wrath of countless individuals, and the tragic, permanent relocation of DeBella's Pizzeria from Washington onto Lucas Avenue. And it was all my fault. Was it only a dream? Thank you.